Today we're talking about a project that genuinely surprised me. Dave, the boy who played the harp. This is a statement album, positive, it's fresh, and something you definitely need to uh, put in your rotation. Evolving from raw early mixtapes to this incredibly polished, emotionally intelligent sound, Dave always had a way with storytelling, but this project elevates everything, feeling both deeply personal and universally relatable. Lyrically, he is addressing fame, legacy, mental health, and the internal um, tensions of success. He questions his own role as an artist and social commentator. He also tackles societal issues like misogyny, violence, race, class, um, the African diaspora. For example, there's the track Fairchild. I think I'll talk about maybe I'll talk about that in a second. Man, this delves into freaking sexual assault and even complicity. Beyond the music, Dave has been making some serious moves. The latest buzz is that he is currently splitting time in the Pacific Northwest and also working out uh, with a nonprofit in Chicago, I think, bringing music education to inner city youth there. The production on The Boy Who Played the Harp is where the project truly distinguishes itself. Um, the production and is done by Dave himself. A lot of it, and has some collaborators. James Blake, which is prominently featured on here. I think James Blake is on how many tracks? James Blake not only produces, but he's on two of these tracks. Sounds amazing on there, and also Fraser T. Smith and some others. The harp runs through the some of the tracks, not just as decoration, but as a rhythmic thread that adds an airy texture unlike anything in trap or R&B right now. It's a very unique sound adding that component. The mastering is tight, lows hit hard, highs are crisp, and every layer has space to breathe. The vocal production really puts Dave front and center. Uh, there's these light delays and reverbs that make it feel like he's in the room with you, like it's bringing out the like he's bringing out the emotion in every line. Now um for some of my favorite tracks on here, let's see. uh I love history. Dope way to start at 175 months. So the first two tracks is really amazing to kick things off. This track is just pure fire. The beat drops hard, but the harp riffs keeps it smooth. It's that perfect blend of street energy and high art. Selfish is a more introspective track. The lyrics are potent, and the minimalist production really lets Dave's storytelling shine. It's deep. What's another dope one? I mentioned Fairchild, man. Fairchild is my joint. This one is a tough listen. It's a tough listen because it's one of these like low tempo kind of tracks. It details sexual assault, shifting from Dave's voice to female rapper Nicole Black. The track is and then it intensifies in an incredible way as as the track progresses. The narrative moves from multiple phases. It starts with Dave narrating an incident involving a young woman, Tama, in a cab or setting like that, like leaving a club, I think, and going to um, taking a cab. How did this track go? Let me get reminded here. Where did the joint go? Can't trust guys. She never lied. No men aside. It femicide. The cat calls the long stairs. The kind words, the lines blurred. Call her out. Impersonate her. All know a victim. Don't know a perpetrator. Am I one of them? The men of the past who cat called or spoke in the bars. Um, he's he's already leaning into asking the question of like the line being blurred. Where was I complicit? how am I helping to perpetuate this thing, and being and grasping with that, and grappling with that, and which is step one. Step one is realizing that, yo, how did I contribute to this environment? And step two would easy step two is like, especially when dudes are in the group chat, that thing just like, a chance to like push back there in that space. Don't need to have it be glaring in your face. You're in the club or you're in the outside environment, and there's some woman that needs saving. A knight in shining armor, and you go. No, these things just start first of all in the uh, mental exercise of saying, "Yo, don't I don't appreciate you talking like that around me," and checking your brother, checking your dudes, right? Continuing here, the song finally broadens into a systemic, critique, cultural norms, male entitlement, and the role of men as bystanders, or how we're complicit in all this. Um, he says here, I'm complicit, no better than you. I told stories of, yeah, can't sit on the fence. That's hardly an option. You're either part of the solution or part of the problem. And that's the part that I'm talking about. It's like a lot of us think that, hey, I'm not a perpetrator. I'm not a womanizer. I'm not an abuser. But when you don't say something, when you don't add to the solution, what you're doing is you're allowing that environment to like still fester to breathe. If you're not going to be the sunlight in that space, so you're sort of still complicit. Sorry to tell you, my dude. It what Childish Gambino has a line that says, you I forgot exactly how it goes, but you're not racist because you have The Wire in your Netflix queue, right? There's a difference between not being not being racist and being anti-racist, right? Yeah, you're not racist, but if you're just like gonna let racism like fester around you, you're allowing it a space to breathe and grow. You're not helping the problem. You're not helping, bro. Just literally say something. So in this particular case, it's about misogyny and the patriarchy. This is definitely a headphones album, one where the meticulous attention to the sonic details and the lyricism that they taken so much time to polish, it's worth your attention, and it's a pretty dope listening experience overall. He is a British artist, so the accent doesn't throw you off by too much. Give that it feels like an expensive listen, right? It's so well produced and so well polished. The Boy Who Played the Harp is a project that defies expectations, particularly for the genre where you're thinking, it's more UK grime in street hip hop, but it's actually really conscious rap, right? The conscious stuff, but the he is on this thing, experiencing both innovation and a moment of deep human um, introspection and dissection of this thing of ours, and how we move about interacting in spaces with each other, men and women in particular. The vibe is what you might call uh, maybe luxury lo-fi. It's sophisticated, it's laid back, yet it's incredibly intentional. This isn't music that demands your attention through, like you're not gonna be playing it loud. And it's not you don't bam down the block with. Although the music, the musicality, the instrumentation is that good. It's nice to hear. Um, but he is. Um, I mean, the boy who played the harp, again, we're talking about. Let's talk about the title, right? The boy who played the harp is David, right, from the Bible, and there's a responsibility that David had to make the king feel better, and he to humble himself. He was one day to be king, right? To humble himself and do his role and be a healer in that sense. And David's trying to do that on this project. So you'll be respectful to give him his due, and let the atmosphere that he crafted for us, to let it breathe, and to give it its the attention that it demands. For UK rap, Dave is a standout figure. He balances the commercial success with um, critical credibility. The album further cements his status as a lyricist, as a thoughtful creator. For listeners interested in storytelling, this is it. Storytelling is the backbone of hip hop, and he's doing it. This album an example of how there, earlier I was talking about the Billboard in the top 40, and there's not being any rap songs in the top 40, but stuff like this um, should be there. If our society, was structured in a particular way where the algorithm rewarded, this sort of thing, but it doesn't. It rewards a lot of just like party music and pop music. So, whatever. But there's still good hip hop out there, and this is an example of it that goes beyond the standard club and trap formats that are constantly pumped through the airways and shoved down our throats. Um, the project does challenge you to slow down a bit and engage with the music as a complete sensory experience, proving that innovation doesn't always mean complexity, and that sophistication in hip hop can be accessible.